She's here! After months of speculation and large helpings of drama, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle finally announced the birth of their daughter, Lilibet Diana Mountbatten-Windsor, on Friday the 4th of June. But her name reveal isn't the only reason we're intrigued about this baby. The arrival of the Queen's 11th great-grandchild has far bigger implications for the royal family. In fact, the future of the monarchy might just rest on Lily's tiny shoulders, and she doesn't even know it yet. Just in case you missed the story behind Lily's name, the Sussexes released an official statement via their Archie website to clear this up. They explained, Lily is named after her great-grandmother, Her Majesty the Queen, whose family nickname is Lilibet. Her middle name, Diana, was chosen to honor her beloved late grandmother, the Princess of Wales. If you were one of the thousands of people who voted for these baby names online, congrats! Of course, fans who chose Lily had an advantage. History. Way back in 2019, when Meghan was pregnant with Archie, Harry famously met a little girl called Lily. He asked if her name was spelt with an I or a Y. For the prince's followers, that was proof that the name Lily was at the top of the list. For anyone who doesn't know, Lilibet was actually Queen Elizabeth's childhood nickname. Growing up, the young monarch struggled to pronounce her name and began referring to herself as Lilibet. The name was so cute that it stuck, and even her late husband, Prince Philip, routinely used it as a term of endearment. In fact, the Queen's final note to her husband, left on his coffin, was even signed Lilibet. But there's more to it than that. Even though the baby has Diana as a middle name, by shortening her first name to Lily, some royalists have spotted a possible double nod to Harry's mum. The reason? Lilies were Princess Di's favourite flowers. She loved the blooms so much that on the 20th anniversary of her death in 2017, Buckingham Palace planted them throughout Kensington Palace's garden, which was later called Diana's White Garden. After Lily's birth was announced, some royalists took to social media to ask why William and Kate didn't name their daughter after Princess Diana or the Queen. But they actually did. Not only that, but they chose another name to honor a third family member too. 6-year-old Princess Charlotte Elizabeth Diana Mountbatten-Windsor was actually named for her grandfather, Prince Charles, while her second and third names were inspired by the Queen and Princess Diana. But Prince Harry's newborn isn't just making headlines because of what she was named. After 2 years of family drama in which the Sussexes stepped down as senior royals and leveled some pretty serious allegations against the royal family, something shocking happened. There are claims that the baby's names are nothing more than a cheap publicity stunt. Royal commentator Dickie Arbiter summed it up nicely when he suggested that Harry and Meghan chose the names as a peace offering. He elaborated, choosing Diana's name for their baby isn't a surprise, as we all know Harry's closeness to his mother was such that her loss caused him mental issues even 24 years on. But to many, such a specific nod to Her Majesty will be seen as the first major olive branch offered by the Sussexes since Brexit. He's not the only one who thinks so. Journalist Dan Wootton tweeted, "Am I the only one thinking it's a bit odd they would give their child a name so connected to the royal family they're so desperate to distance themselves from?" It turns out, a lot of people agree with him because the royal family reaction to the birth was less than stellar. According to some fans, the tweet was downright cold and pretty unemotional. Prince Charles's statement via Twitter was equally dry, with a quick "Congratulations to Harry, Meghan and Archie on the arrival of baby Lilibet Diana, wishing them all well at this special time." For some, these less than enthusiastic responses were basically proof that Harry's daughter's name has done nothing to end the royal feud that started after his bombshell Oprah interview. In fact, if that was his plan, it was a total failure, as critics have suggested that by choosing the name Lily, Meghan and Harry have undermined their own claims against the palace, making them hypocrites. Ouch. Thankfully, not everyone had a bleak reaction to the news. When William and Kate tweeted their congratulations, they included some emotion and showed some excitement, even if it was just a tiny bit. Now, I can't help but wonder if this could be a sign that things are improving between the brothers. Maybe Lily's birth is exactly the fresh start that Harry and William need to end their feud. Then again, even if Lily's birth does help the princes to reconnect, it still marks a new chapter for the British royal family. The Queen's newest great-grandchild may be 8th in line for the throne, but she is first in line to change history. Through Harry's participation in the Me You Can't See docuseries with Oprah Winfrey, we've got an insight into what it means to be a modern prince. In a nutshell, it sucks. We learned about Harry's struggles with fame and grief, and the prince's pain that he inherited from his father. This hurt was the main reason that he and Meghan relocated to the US, as he wanted a different life for Archie. And now that Lily has arrived, the Duke of Sussex will finally have the chance to move past that hurt and have a happy family. there's more. Lili may not be the first royal to be born outside the United Kingdom, but she is the most senior royal in the line of succession to have been born overseas, and this is really important because it makes her a dual national, which technically means that one day she could decide to run for President of the United States, while also being in line for the British throne. In fact, she's one of only 2 people in the world who can actually do that. The other is her brother Archie. Sure, it's still a long while before Lili has to choose a profession, but we're not so secretly hoping that she'll enter politics and earn the title of Madame President. But until then, there's actually some confusion about how to address the baby. Technically, Lili is a lady, but chances are she won't use this title, because the Sussexes chose not to use titles for Archie when he was born. So what do we call her, considering she's not a princess either? To be clear, that's not because of Megxit and royal family drama, it's historical. Lili isn't allowed to be a princess unless she is the descendant of someone directly in line to the throne. As William will ascend the throne before Harry, she's not directly in line, but William's kids are. So that means no titles for Lili and Archie unless something changes to the order of succession. But that's in the future, and we're focusing on the present. And speaking of the present, when are we going to see the Sussexes' newest gift? No pictures of Lili have been released yet, and it's not clear if or when the baby will travel to England to meet her grandfather or great-grandmother. Harry was expected to return to the UK on the 1st of July to unveil a statue dedicated to his mother, but considering COVID protocols, that would require a stay in quarantine. I don't know about you, but I'm having a hard time imagining Harry leaving his 3-week-old baby to go through quarantine, and a harder time imagining him allowing her to go through quarantine to join him. But then again, maybe it's the perfect reason to return to the palace and end the feud. After all, the Queen hasn't seen Archie since 2019, and we have no doubt she'd want to meet her new namesake. Despite everything, they are family, and we just want them to get a happy ending. We're holding thumbs. For more info on the royal family, check out our other videos about the family. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, stay awesome.